Have you ever thought about what it truly means to be led? Picture this: a shepherd guiding his flock, providing all that they need. This is the image the psalmist paints of Yahweh in Psalm 23 verse 1. Yahweh is my shepherd, I shall not want. He maketh me to lie down in green pastures. He leadeth me beside the still waters. He restoreth my soul. He leadeth me in the paths of righteousness for his name's sake. This isn't just about physical guidance, but spiritual too. In trusting Yahweh, we surrender our own wants and desires, allowing him to lead us to what we truly need. This trust brings peace, a sense of calm that surpasses all understanding. It's not about having all we want, but wanting nothing more than his guidance. Imagine the tranquility of green pastures and still waters. This is the peace Yahweh offers. What does it mean to trust, even in the face of adversity? When we delve into Psalm 25 verses 1-3, unto thee, O Yahweh, do I lift up my soul. O my Elohim, I trust in thee. Let me not be ashamed. Let not mine enemies triumph over me. Yea, let none that wait on thee be ashamed. Let them be ashamed which transgress without cause. We find a profound declaration of trust. The psalmist lifts up his soul to Yahweh, the ultimate act of faith and surrender. This isn't a passive trust, but an active and intentional trust that acknowledges Yahweh's sovereignty with an open heart. The psalmist boldly declares, let me not be ashamed. Let not mine enemies triumph over me. This isn't a plea, but a statement of confidence that in Yahweh we have the triumph over our adversaries. It's a testament to the power of trust and the victory that ensues. The psalmist further stresses, yea, let none that wait on thee be ashamed. Let them be ashamed which transgress without cause. This indicates the downfall of those who act unjustly, highlighting the triumph of righteousness. In trusting Yahweh, we find ourselves unashamed and victorious. What if you could live without fear? Imagine a life where fear doesn't hold you back, where you're not paralyzed by the unknown or the what-ifs. Psalms 27 verses 1-3 paint a vivid picture of this fearlessness. Yahweh is my light and my salvation. Whom shall I fear? Yahweh is the strength of my life. Of whom shall I be afraid? When the wicked, even mine enemies and my foes, came upon me to eat up my flesh, they stumbled and fell. Though an host should encamp against me, my heart shall not fear. Though war should rise against me, in this will I be confident. Yahweh is described as our light, our salvation, and the strength of our life. So who shall we fear? What shall we be afraid of? Even when the wicked encroach upon us, they stumble and fall. Even when war rises against us, we remain unshaken. Why is that? It's because of the confidence instilled in us through our trust in Yahweh. Now let's turn to Psalms 34 verses 4 and 5. I sought Yahweh, and he heard me and delivered me from all my fears. They looked unto him and were lightened, and their faces were not ashamed. Here we see that when we seek Yahweh, he hears us and delivers us from all our fears. This is the power of fearlessness and faith. In Yahweh we find a fearless strength that empowers us to stand tall, even when the world around us stumbles. What does it mean to truly find refuge? In our journey through life, we often encounter storms that threaten to uproot our peace, to unsteady our course, and to unsettle our hearts. In these times, where do we turn? Where do we find shelter from the tempest and solace for our souls? Today we delve into Psalm 91:2, a verse that answers these questions with profound simplicity. Psalm 91:2, I will say of Yahweh, he is my refuge and my fortress, my Elohim, in him will I trust. A refuge, a fortress. These words evoke images of an impenetrable sanctuary, a place of safety where the storms of life cannot reach. They speak of a haven where we can find rest and protection, a stronghold where we can stand firm against the onslaught of life's trials. This is the picture that the psalmist paints of Yahweh, our Elohim. But what does it mean to find refuge in Yahweh? How can we understand this metaphor, and how does it apply to our lives today? To find refuge in Yahweh is to find a place of safety and security. It is to find a sanctuary where we are protected from the storms that threaten to overwhelm us. But this refuge is not a physical place. It is not a fortress made of stone or a shelter built by human hands. It is a spiritual refuge, a place of peace and rest that we find in our relationship with Yahweh. In the ancient world, a fortress was a place of ultimate security. It was a stronghold, a place that could withstand any attack. The walls of a fortress were built to be impenetrable, offering protection to those within. When the psalmist describes Yahweh as a fortress, he is saying that in Yahweh we find a protection that is absolute. No matter what storms we face, no matter what trials we endure, we can find security in him. But this verse is not just about finding refuge and security in Yahweh. It is also about trust. To say, "In him will I trust," is to make a declaration of faith. It is to acknowledge that our safety and security do not come from our own strength or our own ability to weather the storms of life. They come from Yahweh, our Elohim. And so, we place our trust in him. Trust is a powerful thing. It is the cornerstone of any relationship, the foundation upon which all else is built. To trust in Yahweh is to believe in his goodness, his faithfulness, his love. It is to believe that he will protect us, that he will guide us, and that he will provide for us. And so, we place our trust in him. Trust is not always easy. It requires letting go of our need for control, our desire to understand everything, our tendency to rely on our own strength. It requires surrender, humility, faith. But when we choose to trust in Yahweh, we find a peace that surpasses all understanding, a joy that is unspeakable, a hope that is unshakable. So what does it mean to truly find refuge? It means to find safety and security in Yahweh, our Elohim. It means to trust in him, to rely on him, to surrender to him. It means to find rest in his presence, to find peace in his love, to find hope in his promises. So, what does all of this mean for you? Let's take a moment to reflect, to absorb the profound wisdom and guidance offered in these verses from the book of Psalms. Each psalm we've explored today carries a powerful message, a beacon of light to guide us through life's ups and downs, and to remind us of the constant presence and unwavering support of Yahweh, our shepherd. First, we delved into the comforting imagery of Psalm 23, where Yahweh is portrayed as a shepherd guiding us through life. We are his flock, and with him we shall not want. This psalm beautifully illustrates how Yahweh nurtures, protects, and guides us. He leads us to green pastures and still waters, representing peace, tranquility, and fulfillment. He restores our soul and guides us on righteous paths, not because he needs to, but for his name's sake. This psalm is a reminder that we are never alone. Yahweh's guidance is always there, we just need to trust in him. Next, we explored Psalm 25, a prayer of trust, a plea for protection and guidance. It emphasizes the importance of trust in Yahweh and the assurance that those who trust in him will not be put to shame. This psalm encourages us to lift up our souls to Yahweh, to trust in him wholeheartedly, and not to fear the triumph of our enemies. It's a powerful reminder that our faith in Yahweh can help us overcome any adversity. Then, we moved on to Psalm 27, a psalm of fearlessness. Yahweh is our light and our salvation. With him we have nothing to fear. He is the strength of our life. No matter how intense the battles we face, we can stand tall, unafraid. This psalm is a testament to the courage and confidence that come from faith. It's about standing firm in the face of adversity, knowing that Yahweh is with us, lighting our way, and giving us the strength to overcome. Psalm 91 further reinforced the concept of trust, presenting Yahweh as our refuge and our fortress. It's a declaration of unwavering trust in Yahweh's protection. This psalm is an affirmation of faith, a statement of trust that Yahweh is our refuge, our place of safety. It's about finding solace in his presence and trusting in his protection. Finally, we reflected on Psalm 34, a psalm that speaks of deliverance from fear. It tells us that when we seek Yahweh, he hears us and delivers us from all our fears. This psalm is a testament to the transformative power of faith. It's about turning to Yahweh in times of fear and uncertainty and finding solace, comfort, and deliverance in his presence. So what's the takeaway? The Psalms remind us of the profound relationship between us and Yahweh. They teach us about trust, about fearlessness, and about victory. They urge us to see Yahweh as our shepherd, our guide, our light, our salvation, our refuge, and our deliverer. They call us to trust in him, to seek him, and to find solace in his presence. They reassure us that with Yahweh we have nothing to fear. And this is the beauty of the Psalms. They are not just verses to be read. They are a guide for life, a source of comfort, a beacon of hope, and a reminder of the unwavering love and support of Yahweh. They are a guide for new believers, fresh beginnings, and renewed insight. So, as we close this chapter and look forward to the next, remember the key messages from these Psalms. Remember that Yahweh is always with you, guiding you, protecting you, and providing for you. Trust in him, seek him, find solace in him. Stand tall and fearlessly face life's battles, knowing that with Yahweh, victory is assured. This is the beauty of the Psalms, a guide for new believers, fresh beginnings, and renewed insight. Stay tuned for part 8 of our series.